Now, so when, as a kid growing up or as a parent, and they say, ah, that boy na stubborn pikin, it's derogatory. It doesn't seem like it's something you would want your child to be. But our book today actually says that you should be stubborn. Opeyemi Ojo is the author of this particular book. Now, he calls this piece his COVID-19 baby, and that is what we're talking today. Be stubborn. You're welcome, Mr. Opeyemi. Great to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So, be stubborn. It's a reverting title because this is something that people would say, look, I don't want you should learn to listen to people. Stubbornness, of course, is associated with people who don't want to give in and all of that. Why the title, first of all, Be Stubborn?
Okay, let me just first of all clear the mind of a lot of people about stubbornness. Stubbornness does not connote negativity. It means resilience, it means not giving up, it means actually going for what you want, it means actually not giving up hope. That is what stubbornness is. And I think for me, it's all about how do you channel that thing in a child that you tame or you tag stubborn, or how do you help that child that you think, oh, is going astray, or how do you convert it? How do you help the child? How do you nurture the child? So those things, they are traits. But if you can actually help them to actually channel it in the right way, it will actually help a great deal.
Wonderful. Now, the book is divided into lessons, as it were.
Yes.
And you have 18 lessons here from... let's start from the first one. Even when you don't know what to do, the only thing not to do is to give, give up. To do is to give up. Or the only thing not to do is give up. Yeah. Wonderful. Let's talk about that lesson. You spoke about your restaurant when we were talking about how you built it and all that. That was the piece from your life. Now, you said this is the story of your life. You're telling us what you've gone through and all of that. What part of your life really encapsulates this particular lesson one?
Okay, it was just I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in business, so I think since 2012. I've been like employer of labor, and like I always tell people, I have a coat of many colors, and from a marketing consultant into hospitality, I'm a techpreneur right now, and so. At the point in time, I was just looking at, I was bored with marketing and, okay, what else can I do? And it was just, okay. I grew up, as like what you called Omo Yalamala. My mom used to run a restaurant. Like, so I understand that. And if you look at one of the lessons where I talk about is in your DNA. So there's something in my DNA that food business comes to me naturally. So I was just like, okay, I could remember when I was quitting my job. I used to work in Idea's house. When I was quitting, and a friend asked me, I said, why would you want to leave certainty for uncertainty? I said, I want to go and set up my own business, and I just want to pursue my dream. And I told him, I said, if everything fails, I'll go and sell food. Because it's in my DNA. It's something I grew up. I've watched my mom.
With this thing you say, are you saying in some ways that there are some things that are not in people's, that there are some things that you might be unable to do? You have to find what you are good at. Like you said, this is in your DNA. That means it's something that maybe comes to you naturally, easily, and all of that.
Yeah, and I think everybody needs to look inward. Okay. Look at your family. There's something in your family that is... at times you just look at a set of people, you say all of them are lawyers. At times you look at people's like, oh, these guys are, everybody's like a medical doctor. At times you just look at some people, just like, oh, they're like set of accountants. It's in their DNA. For me, it's business. My mom runs a restaurant, and it's something that actually... I don't need to crack my head to do. Yeah,
you grew up learning. I grew up learning. I didn't even need to go errands.
Yeah, so
you understand the workings of a restaurant.
I was looking at Tyson Fury. I was reading about Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, if you look at his dad, was a boxer. If you look at this guy in the U.S., what's his name? The $1 million guy, TM, what's his name? This guy. He does exhibition now.
Okay, but yeah, just go ahead.
You understand what I'm saying? His father was a trainer too. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to understand that. You need to understand that there's certain things.
You're talking about Mayweather?
Mayweather, okay. Yeah. You understand? I'm saying you need to understand there's some certain things that is in your lineage. Just go find it. You find it that it will come naturally
to you. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now there's something you wrote here, which a lot of people, you said don't fear failure. Now that is something that a number of people, you know, because of the kind of atmosphere we are in, people tend to, especially those who are very religious, they don't want to hear, say, no, I don't want to fail and all of that. But from what you're saying, failure is part of the process. How can one embrace failure? How does one relate with failure?
You know, one of the things like I want everybody to know in this book is when you talk about failure, is actually, those are part of the ingredients of success. And we need to teach our children that failure is part of life. And that is why you see a lot of people now, they commit suicide, they don't understand that failure is part of life. When you train a mind, or you train your children to understand that you don't win all the time. You cannot win all the time. So when they grow up, they won't give up easily, even when they actually have issues. And that is why your mind, you need to train your mind you need to train your children and their mind even as individuals, that life is not straight. My father will always tell me that life is not straight. So at a certain time, there was a time I went ground zero. I went like ground zero.
Financially?
Everything, yeah. It was ground zero. We had a baby in the US, and the baby was actually had a hole in the heart. So, and we were spending a lot of money. All my finances, everything, we went zero. But that was even after then.
Did the baby survive?
No, we lost the baby because
after all of that.
I don't want to mention the millions, you know, yeah. It was a whole lot. But that doesn't, after that, I came back and God helping me, having good support system, friends, relationship, and everything. And, you know, we are today.
Friends, relationship, let's talk about that just very fast. How important is that while you're building a business or while you're going through life?
Like I'll say, don't build any business if you're not ready to build good relationship. Relationship is what's going to make or mar you. There are some relationships that are like symbiotic, and there are some relationships that are just, they just want to feed on you. I'm not talking about those kind of relationships. Parasitic relationships. No, I'm not talking about all that. But there's some quality relationship that you can always actually count on. There's some relationship, and you can spend relationship as you can spend money. You want to get some things done. You don't need to actually, even if you don't have the money, you can knock the door and it's going to open.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let's get into the end of the book. There's somewhere you said die empty. What do you mean by die empty?
Yeah, dying empty. Like everybody, we've got a lot of potential in us. And, you know, I see every young people say, why am I here? I don't know what to do. God created us and He gave us a manual. And the manual, I'll say, is that the Bible or you have your Quran.
Okay.
But I'll say to you that is your life manual. You have the responsibility to discover yourself and make sure that at the time you are returning to God, you don't have anything you are returning with. Because you can only manifest here on earth. You cannot manifest in heaven. There's nothing after here. Nobody. But you have every of God's given talents, every of God's given deposit that you have in you, you must exhibit it here. And this is where it is relevant.
Wonderful. Now, there's something I like here, which you said here. Lesson 12 says, when you cut corners, you cut your growth experience. Now, we live in a world where young people, they want to get rich fast. There's fast food. Everything wants to get fast. I mean, and that's why a lot of people get into advanced fee fraud, as it were, and all of that. How important is it to not cut corners?
Yeah, cutting corners. I've seen a lot of people. You can cut corners. They cut corners everywhere in the world. But you know what? There's always a repercussion. You always have to pay for it. For instance, okay, cutting corners, I want to do a particular, let me say, I want to do a particular program. Or like I'm a medical doctor. I sort through, you know, my university days and, you know, I was trying to bribe everybody, or you understand. But a time has come that life is going to present itself to you that you have to practice what you've learned in the university. And it's going to be at this bigger stage that you're going to be embarrassed. So what I'll tell people is, you're not in a competition with anybody. You're not in a competition, you're not in a rush with anybody. Just do your thing. The world might not actually, you know, give you that attention at that time. The world might see you like you don't know what you're doing. But if you keep at it, it's just a matter of time. You're going to make headline news.
Wonderful, wonderful. I like that. You round up with what you say, the God factor. That's your final. This is very fast. How important has that been? How pivotal has that been in your life and your business so far? The God factor.
Yeah, there's you know, like the Bible says, like it's only a fool that says there's no God. And you know, I've experienced God in a diverse way. I've seen Him come through for me in a way that I can't even explain. So most of the time when, you know, I just want to sit back and I just look at it at, you've been kind, you've been good to me, and there's a way I don't know if God has ever come through for you in the 11th hour, like when all hope
is lost.
It's lost, like nothing is like, and I'll give you an example. I don't know if I can actually do this.
Very fast.
Yeah, there was a time I was like, I got up like a project, was like with a Dangote, and I was like, we are going to actually pay, they give us like upfront, but they just asked us to go ahead with the project, not upfront, like they're going to pay maybe following week, but I need to commence the project like this week. I did everything I could, and there's a huge sum of money that I need to actually do, and I couldn't raise it. Over the weekend, and I'm going to start the project on Monday. On Thursday, as I was just like, what am I going to do? I couldn't do anything. Nothing could amount to. On Friday, do you know what happened? Somebody that was owing, another company that was owing me, they don't pay that day. They don't pay. They only pay on Tuesdays. And you know what? I just got the alert.
Got the alert. Wow. So, and this was quite abnormal. Wow. Well done. This is quite wonderful. Be stubborn. I understand. It's like you said, it's not just about being motivational. It's about your story. Your story there.
Yes, my story. Yeah.
Can learn from. All right. This is, thank you for sharing from your life. And I hope that people can learn from this one.
And you can actually get it on Cookaway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. So how is The Secret? How's it doing? How's the place doing?
Very well.
Very well. Okay. We have something here for you.
You know, I was like, I was just like.
Yeah, I did, right? Okay. We have something right here for you in the kitchen. Let's head over to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. This way.
Well,
so, Opeyemi Ojo, he runs a restaurant, The Secret, a Chinese restaurant, by the way.
Oh, yes, amazing. You're welcome.
And this looks like Chinese food, doesn't it?
It's actually Chinese.
It is,
yeah. I saw him when he was actually. Nice one.
Nice
Wonderful.
One.
All right.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. And of course, here we have Chef Ken, who has definitely put together the Singapore noodles for you. We'd like for you to try it.
Yes, please.
And tell us exactly what you think about it.
So we're going to be showing you, okay, so look how colorful it looks. Goodness me, some fresh veggies in there, and the noodles are amazing. We can't wait for you to taste it and tell us what you think.
Okay.
All right, that's for you. And the chef is waiting eagerly for your
the review.
For your
feedback.
All right. Mama Michael is also here. Go ahead, have a taste.
All right.
I'm just gonna do this.
So what do you think?
It's good.
Good.
Okay.
What do you think?
It's good. It's great, man.
All right.
Very tasty.
Anytime I get past Alimosho, where exactly?
Yeah, just before you get that, immediately after the Fashola Estate.
Okay.
Yeah, you just
The Secret. I'll check out.
Secret Chinese restaurant here.
The Secret Chinese restaurant.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Chef.
Yes,
Wonderful one. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And
Stay right there. Stay right there.
to our artists also for being a part of this wonderful Thursday. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.